death, disassociated with the true Israelites of the Bible, then this is definitely not for you. You don't want this channel. This channel is about truth.
Remain blind.
So there's been a lot going on in the Israelite community and so on and so forth, and and there's been an ongoing topic about Israelites being so-called Negro only. But many of these One West, or should I say former One West offshoot groups, are still clinging on to the lie that Israelites, those so-called Hispanics and those Asians that refer to themselves as Native Americans that came here long after the original people of Gad and Reuben, that they refer to as Indians, arrived here. I mean, you could do research. There's various books. I'm not going to go in that again, but there's various books that I have that prove that. For instance, this particular book right here, it goes into it. You'll be astounded by what you thought you knew. But to those of you that's actually not well versed on these particular topics, I highly encourage you to go to this channel right here that I'm on, the True Disciples of Christ, and you look at the videos that's pertaining to the Israelites being so-called Negroes only. Now here's another book, David Imhotep. He goes deep into it, how the Paleo Americans were so-called Negroes. And so when when you're dealing with antiquity, the first people that was actually in America was so-called Negroes. It's not what you've actually been forcibly taught. Another book, this brother right here, he's in Harlem sometimes on the morning 125th. I just go over there and try and show the brother some love and spend as much fiat that I can, giving the fiat back to our people. So I happened to bump into this brother. I think he was a former member of the Nation of Islam. I don't know if he still is, but he wrote a pretty informative book here about the Black Mexicans. And I'll tell you something, is that the so-called blacks in Mexico, those are the Israelites. That's the tribe of Yashashika, not the ones that you see in these camps like ISUPK, the House of Israel, and GOCC. These guys are not Israelites. These guys are descendants of Spaniards, and so unless they could actually produce their birth certificate and show that they are descendants from black, so-called black man or a Negro descent, then these people are not Hebrew Israelites. They're doing the same thing that the Khazars are doing, trying to steal our nationality. Like, I got a question for all of you that's referring to yourselves as Israelites. Why do you feel that you actually should be able to come to this country? Where were you during the civil rights movement? You see, all of these other nations come here and they classify themselves as so-called minorities. And so once they classify themselves as so-called minorities, they qualify for the benefits that only the so-called black people fought for. You wasn't out there in the front line. You wasn't out there dying in the streets. You wasn't out there getting hosed down. You wasn't out there having two-legged dogs, four-legged dogs sicked on you by two-legged dogs, and so on and so forth, getting our blames blown out in the street just to have equal rights. These people wasn't there. And so I think it's one of the most appalling things that I've actually ever seen and heard for you Israelites not to admit that you was actually wrong. And I'm talking particularly to all of you men that come out of One West. You want to be quiet about this. I'm not going to be quiet about it until you get these heathens from within our ranks, because these men are not Israelites. And so until you make a conscious decision to get these people out of our ranks, I'm going to continue to bang on you through the spirit of a. If you go to Puerto Rico, if you go to Colombia, if you go to any of these countries that they're referring to as the northern tribes, those people discriminate against the Negro Latinos. Stop me where I'm lying at. Stop me where I'm lying at. They don't, no matter where you go, these people don't fit the curses. They don't fit so what? They're in the projects with us in Brooklyn, in Harlem, and so on and so forth, in California. So damn what? Because that's how Esau is. He'll reject you unless you could show that you are so-called pure Aryan, and so on and so forth. That's how Esau gets down. But these people do not fit the prophecy. Understand that. They don't fit the prophecies, man. And so you guys, General Hanna, you guys need to start telling the truth, man. Just admit Arya lied when he, when you start putting on that chart, because the chart used to say of Negroid descent. And all of a sudden, it started saying Indian and Latin descent. Show me that in the Bible. You can't show me that in the Bible. You're supposed to be able to justify everything that you do with scripture. And these men cannot do it. And I dare any of these camps, or all of you heads, I dare any of you to come up against me because I will shut you down with the truth. See, the truth needs no apology. But once you start lying, you get to keep trying to lie and lie and lie and cover the lie. See, you could do that with someone that's a novice in this, but not with someone that really knows the truth and that the spirit is moving on. Now, one can easily forgive a child for being afraid of the dark. But the real tragedy is when these men out of one West, are afraid of the light. What I'm giving you is light. I'm giving you the truth. You refuse to accept it. You want to keep these heathens within our ranks. And all of you that sit around and you're quiet and you're not saying anything, you're guilty by association. You're guilty by your acquiescence, which is agreement. Now, ancient Bible prophecy, the Most High Power, God, foretells of future events that proves that the so-called black people in America and throughout the earth are the only Israelites. Not Hispanics, not Latinos, not Indians, indigenous, yes, whose ancestors are the descendants of the 12 tribes. And we were scattered throughout North, Central, and South America and the Caribbean and the remainder of the world. And so the people with the oculocutaneous albinism, those are not our people unless they could go and prove that they are descendant of an Israelite Negro male. If not, you're not an Israelite. And even if you are, he broke the law by sleeping with one of those women. The book of Genesis 15 and 13 says, and he said unto Abram, nor of a surety that thou seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them and shall afflict them 400 years. Now we know this can't be talking about ancient Egypt because Abraham did not live to be 430 years old. You understand? So it's talking about a modernized Egypt. It's talking about the Egypt mentioned in the book of Revelations. That's spiritually referred to as Sodom in Egypt. It's talking about America, a Mexican. Understand that. Understand that. It didn't just say the southern tribe would be in captivity. It said your seed, meaning the seed of Abraham. It's talking about both the northern and southern tribes. Because I tell you what I've pre-stated in earlier videos, all of the tribes are so-called black people, Negros. And it's atrocious. One of the most atrocious lies that you One West offshoot camps are teaching is that Israel, and you gotta admit that Israel was once all so-called black. So how in the hell only 3 tribes did not wax pale? Because many of these people that you have in your camps, they look almost like straight up Edomites. But it's a rhetorical question. I already know that you know the answer because you're a damn hypocrite and you don't want to admit the truth. This right here is reiterated in the book of Acts 7, verse 6 through 7. And Yahweh spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and they should bring them into bondage and entreat them with evil 400 years. You understand? When you look at it, man, it is so-called black people, the so-called Negro, that's at the bottom of every society. How you guys out there in these One West camps saying that these people fit the prophecies, and when you go to Central and South America, they discriminating against the so-called Negro Latinos? You talk back to me, man. I'm not going to let you teach that damn buffoonery to our people anymore, man. I'm going to tell the truth. In every country around the world, when you find the so-called black man and woman, they've been discriminated against. They hate us because they know we're the chosen people of God. You don't know it, man. How you gonna call yourself a camp leader and you can't admit this? And you want to block everything out? You can't block this truth out, man. The Lord's gonna bring judgment on you for having heathens amongst our ranks. These Latino people and Hispanic people, they're just trying to steal our heritage, just like the Khazars done. This is identity theft. You got Spanish people out there in our ranks calling themselves Israelites, and you got Jake condoning that thing. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, General Yohana. Let me ask you something, Zabak. Let me ask you something, Barack of h.o.i. Let me ask you something, Rakah of g.o.c. Why is there no ancient artifacts of these so-called Hispanics? Why can't we even find it in the Holy Roman Empire? Well, how come when we pull him, it's always Jake? It's always the so-called black man. Because that's who the Israelites are. Why doesn't Yahweh mention them in the Bible at least once? Why doesn't he mention so-called Hispanics or Latino? Talk back to me. Why does Yahweh describe himself as a black man in the Bible? You can't deny that. Why does he describe himself as a black man? And why does he describe Hamashiach a.o.c as a so-called black man with woolly hair? And if we're made in the image and likeness of the Most High God, I want you so-called Latinos and Hispanics fill the top of your hair. And if you don't have that white woolly hair, you're not in his image and likeness. Understand that. I don't give a damn what these lying-ass Israelites are teaching you, man. They're not teaching you the truth. You've been duped, and our people being duped with this garbage. Book of Jeremiah 8 verse 21 says, for the hurt of the daughters of my people. He used a personal pronoun, my people. For the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt. I am black. We can stop right there. I am black. Astonishment has taken hold of me. He said I'm black. He didn't say he was Hispanic. He didn't say he was red. He said he was black, meaning different shades of brown. And we know he has woolly hair. So what's the true identity of the northern tribes? I want you people to think, all of you men that's in these camps, you need to stop being yes men, and you need to stand up for yourself and think for yourself. It's okay to think for yourselves, man. It's okay to think for yourselves. Think for your damn self, man. Stop being a damn yes man. Stop being a yes man. Check this out right here, right? Let me show you how what these One West camps are teaching doesn't make any damn sense. And notice something. None of them respond to my videos because they can't. You can't lie. You can't bring a lie against the truth and the lie stand against the truth. It can't stand against the truth. This is why they won't come up against me. We invited them to sit down to debates on Sodnetta TV, and they was damn cowards. But they are teaching people, they're teaching people lies, and you're off your rocker because you're continuing to listen to these people, man. These guys are charlatans, man. Most of these camp leaders are committing adultery and all kind of wicked sins, man. And you people are following these guys, man. The Most High raising up righteous men to teach the truth. Check this out, right? Now, you'll have a lot of so-called Puerto Ricans, right? I'm not talking about the ones of Negro descent. They're definitely Israelites. Colombians of Negro descent or Israelites. You understand? People in Mexico and Negro descent or Israelites. I'm talking about the ones, you know, that has the oculocutanus albinism with the genetic recessive traits. You don't know what it means? Go and look it up. Now, let me ask you a question, because they like to say, I watch them on YouTube. I sat back and I observed, and I wonder why no one cut them, man. But you know what we're going to do since you want to debate? We're going to get cameras and we're going to start walking up on these camps and show you off to the world that you're lying. We're going to walk up on you. Me and the good brother Kanat is going to walk up on you behind with cameras and a few more of us. We're going to show the world that you're lying, and you're not going to be able to stand against the truth. Now, I want you to think about something, folks. Check this out, right? They like to say they're out of the tribe of Joseph, right? Meaning Ephraim. But they'll tell you Ephraim is a so-called Puerto Rico. When you go to Puerto Rico, man, those people hate so-called black people. They even hate so-called black Puerto Ricans. Stop me where I'm lying at. Stop me where I'm lying at. Ah, what you doing with that moreno? What you doing with that chocolate? Talk about how thick your lips. You people over there in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? It's true, man. Those are not our people, man. But you got them in your camps. Call them Ephraim. Now, let me ask you something, man. I'm going to show you how damn ridiculous this is, right? Now, Joseph, right? Sometimes the Bible refers to it as Joseph, sometimes Ephraim, but it's referring to the same tribe, right? Now, check this out. First thing I want you to think about, when Joseph was governor in the land of Egypt, right? How in the hell, if he looked like these mestizos and so-called Puerto Ricans, how in the hell did his brothers not recognize him if he looked like them? You see what I'm saying? His brothers didn't recognize him because he looked like a damn African that he was amongst. He was in Egypt. Mizraim. You understand? Why didn't his brothers recognize him? Because he was black just like them. Got your ass. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. Now, Joseph had two sons. Who was his sons by? It was by Egyptians, so-called black women. So how in the hell have they waxed pale? Talk back to me. Check this out, right? Genesis 42:6. Watch this. Watch this. When Joseph's brother arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. As soon as Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them. Why did they recognize Joseph? Black man hiding amongst many black men. They hadn't seen him for 20 years. But he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. Now, if he looked like so-called Puerto Ricans, like these Puerto Ricans out here saying they're the tribe of Joseph, why in the hell didn't his brother recognize it? Now you got the guy that Tazariak's main man. If you put him damn in Egypt, you're gonna recognize his ass right away in ancient Egypt. Not today, because the damn Edomites and came over there and mixed their seed in. Do you understand? See, Joseph's brothers was jealous of him. They sold him into Egypt. They didn't recognize him because he was a so-called black man, right? Now, let me ask you another question. Let me show you something else that's ridiculous about that damn fake doctrine that you guys are still standing on, man. If you're wrong, just admit that you was wrong. I never questioned it. When I start to look at it, I say, man, this is a lie. So I got to go and tell people the truth. You know me, I'm going to go and check it out. I got to go and tell people the truth. And a lot of these Israelites are so wicked, they're trying to sweep it under the rug. Like, a lot of men out there committing down adultery. You still follow these men. That's wicked as hell, man. And you calling yourself a Kahan? You ain't no damn priest, man. You're a damn pheasant. Check this out. Next thing, right? Now, who was Joseph's mother and father? Well, I'm going to show you something that's real ridiculous about these damn Israelites again, man. I'm talking about you one West camp still want to push the lie, want to push the lie, and don't want to tell the truth, right? So we know that Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, was a father of Joseph and Benjamin, right? Rachel was a mother, right? Yeah, she was a mother. She was a mother of Joseph and Benjamin. So-called black woman, so-called black man. How in the hell you get Puerto Rican from that? Genesis 35 and 24. The sons of Rachel, Joseph, and Benjamin. So these are the sons. Now, let me ask you another damn ridiculous thing that you came out with, Aria. How in the heck is Joseph a so-called damn Puerto Rican, yet Benjamin is a Jamaican, a Trinidadian, black to the bone? No man, no man. Them Steve our air just, no man. It can't be. You got two brothers from the same parents, but one of them got straight hair. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense, man. And then what skin wax pale, but the other one is so-called Jamaican, Trinidadian, and so on and so forth. Doesn't make any damn sense, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. Doesn't make any sense. It's a lie. Can't you see that's a lie? They came from two black parents. When the Bible says someone has albinism or leprosy, the Most High makes it known. Joseph didn't have leprosy, so he's black like me. You understand? Meaning brown. You should tell us, Doc, what about Rachel's father? Well, Rachel's father was a Negro, not so-called Hispanic or Latino, as you call it. You understand? Laban was the brother of Rebecca, who actually married Isaac. Go and check it out for yourself. And bore Jacob. So Laban welcomed his nephew, Jacob, to work for him. Remember, he tricked him because Jacob really wanted Rachel. But Laban gave him Leah first, her sister, which brings me to another point that you won West. And they won't respond to this because they can't. They can't because they've been lying to you. And all you people that's in these camps, you need to leave. They're not teaching you the truth, man. Truth mixed with lies is not the truth. They'll come up with some kind of alibi. They won't talk the ties of Doc because they know I know my stuff, man. Next lie was that Gad is a damn Asian. That's basically what the hell you're saying. You're saying that Gad was a damn Moabite. Now, how in the hell is this possible? Let's deal with it. You tell me how in the hell can this be true when Gad and Asher was brothers? You see what I'm saying? Who was their mother? Who was their mother? We know Jacob was their father. The mother was the handmaid, Zelpah. That was where was she from? Mesopotamia, so-called black woman. So how in the hell you get an Asian-looking so-called Native American out of that? Don't try and use that damn lie that they mix because Judah mixed. Judah mixed with Edomites. So you can't, that's not gonna fly, man. Besides, it's just conjecture. Show me records. You can't, because you've been lying to the people and they won't question your damn doctrine. I've ripped that apart like Mr. Potato Head. Go and read the book of Genesis 29-24 for yourselves, folks. Now, Zilpah, she was a servant, and her sister also was a servant. Bilhah, they were two sisters that were slaves to two sisters. You understand? They were handmaidens, meaning servants, of the patriarch Jacob's wives, Leah and Rachel. Check it out. Book of Genesis, 30th chapter. When Rachel saw she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I in God's stead, who have withheld from thee the fruit of thy womb? And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knee, that I may also have children by her. Now, in her desperation for the children, Rachel followed the example of her mother Sarah, the wife of Abraham. You understand? And married her maid Bilhah to her husband, so that she could actually have children through her. Bilhah was actually born in Haran, which is ancient Mesopotamia. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. She was the daughter of Laban and Armina, right? His concubine. So she was a woman of another nation, but she was a so-called black woman. And she was the mother of both Gad and Asher. Now these are black, so you tell me how in the hell they got Akilakitanian straight hair and slanted eyes all over damn sun. Your doctrine doesn't make any damn sense. And no one has really questioned it or properly stood against it. But it's weak. This is why where's Sakari on these dudes? They won't come forth, man. They won't come forth because they're teaching lies. And all you people under that vibration, you need to leave those organizations, man. These people are lying to you unless they repent and teach the truth. Do you understand? Now, in the Old Testament, let me give a little bit of history of how this stuff worked, right? In the Old Testament times, it was very acceptable. It was a very acceptable way for married women who was barren, meaning they couldn't have children, to gain children was to use their servant or their handmaid. See, in an ancient Nazu marriage contract, it stipulated that a woman whose servant bore the children of her husband should have full authority over the offspring. So in other words, if her handmaiden had children for her, the children became, the owner's children, not the children of the handmaid. This was known as an adoption ceremony. It was often conducted by placing the son or daughter on the knee of the mistress and declaring it her child. Now, this may have been what Rachel meant when she said that Bilhah shall bear upon my knees. But from a different perspective, she may have just been referring to the way in which the ancient women commonly gave birth. They don't do it the way Esau taught you today, man. Ain't no damn woman laying down on a damn table going against the law of gravity. That's not how our ancient foremothers had babies. Women in labor were surrounded by a group of females. Ain't no damn men. Like you got your wife going to the hospital with a damn man looking up her, sticking his damn hand, his damn filthy hands up her when it's supposed to be women there. Where do you think the term midwife came from? That came from Hebrews in general. That's a Hebrew term. Go and look it up. The Hebrew woman had midwives. That's who delivered the baby. And guess what? The midwife was usually also married to the husband. That's why they're called midwife. She was a middle wife. You understand? Common damn sense, man. Common sense. There ain't no men around. No men looking at your woman nakedness. That's breaking the laws of the Most High. This is why you people need to learn the laws, man. And a lot of you Israelites today, you'll send your wife to doctor and let a damn man look at your wife's vagina and all that. Say, oh, it's okay. He's a doctor. And this is where so many of these damn doctors come up with damn malpractice and they doing sexual things on women that they're not supposed to be doing. And you stop me where I'm lying at. Stop me where I'm lying at. You understand? Stop me where I'm lying at. So women in labor were actually surrounded by other female companions. No men, like Esau have them do. And they weren't laying down on no damn hospital bed going against the laws of gravity. You understand what I'm saying? The women were actually encouraged in labor to dance. That's what the term belly dancing came from. It tells out you're going crazy. No, go and do some research on it. Go and do some research on it. They would dance and sway when the contractions were hit. This is actually what belly dancing came from. It was the ancient fertility dance that women were taught at a young age to actually help them during conception and labor. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourselves. So during the final stage of labor, women will actually squat and be supported under the arms by two other women. You understand what I'm saying? Because to make the baby come out, going with the law of gravity. You understand? Sometimes bricks were placed under her to give her more support. And the midwife knelt in front of her to grab that baby when that baby came out. Ain't no damn male doctor there. It was one of the men, other wives. Do you understand? The woman was squat. You understand? This is commonplace, man. Go and look at some ancient history. Women giving birth throughout history around the world pretty much done the same thing. This new thing that women got, Esau got women going to the hospital, laying on a hospital bed. You know what I mean? That's going against the law of gravity, man. That makes labor more difficult. So when Rachel meant that Bilhah will bear upon her knees, she may have been referring to the actual position which she gave birth. You understand? Either way, it's almost certain that Rachel would have had Bilhah there during the birth of the two sons. Now, also the scriptural text seems to indicate that the sons of Bilhah were considered to be Rachel's sons. That was customary during that time. If a servant had children, they went to the owner of the servant. You understand? Do you understand? Now, after this, then the next thing I want to tell you that there still was a little jealousy between Leah and Rachel. You see what I'm saying? And so this is, why she wanted to have children. You understand? Now, Rachel's name, both of the sons that Bilhah bore. The mother, the servant woman, didn't name the children. You understand? Rachel named both of these sons that was born. The first son, Rachel's name was Dan. God have judged me and have also heard my voice and have given me a son. The second son, Bilhah bore, she named Nephtali. Now, these are coming from two black women. How in the hell are you telling me these are Hispanics today? Man, you can mix me with that madness, man. But Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, you're still saying a Negro. Man, all of the damn 12 tribes was Negroes. Stop lying, man. Nephtali meaning great wrestling. Have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. Now, after Bilhah bore Rachel two sons, Leah found that even though she already had four sons, she was no longer able to have children. So what did she do? She followed the example of her sister, right? So Leah gave her maid Zilpah to Jacob as a wife so that he could actually have more children. So Zilpah bore Leah two sons. Leah named the first son Gad. Now, how in the hell is he's a Asian-looking so-called Native American today when he came from two black parents? Meaning true. And then the second, Zilpah bore Leah, named Asher, meaning happy. Now, I want you to tell me how these people, Latino today, but Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are still Negroes. Your doctrine makes no sense when people question it. It makes no sense. It makes no damn sense. And this is why they don't respond, because they're lying to people. And so I'm here to tell you the truth, man. I'm here to tell you the truth. Understand that. This is the truth, man. The 12 tribes were Negroes, always was and always will be. You understand? You know, you people, you could get upset, whatever, man. Bring some proof. Why is there no ancient artifacts with you in it? Why is it always so-called Negroes? Do you understand? So Gad and Asher were the two sons of Zilpah and Jacob. That can be found in the Bible. Go and read it for yourself. Do you understand? And so the reason that she wouldn't have had children, because this was part of an ongoing competition between Leah and her sister Rachel. Jacob's favorite wife being Rachel. And so as Rachel's was Jacob's first choice of the two sisters, according to Genesis 29 and 18. Bearing children was the way that the wives won favor of the husband in those times. Understand that. So you explain to me, how in the hell is Gad, these people that you're calling Native Americans today with the long straight hair, when they both came from Negro ancestry, so-called black people? You understand? And before you say, oh, Charles Dark, they mix. Well, Judah mix, Benjamin mix, Levi mix. Why do they still look like Negroes? You understand? But our people didn't use their heritage, because I'm from the Northern tribe. Do I look like a damn Puerto Rican to you? Unless it's one of the Negroid descent. Understand what thy readest. Now with that, let me share my screen. And we're going to look at some ancient historical artifacts. Not the one that Esau give you, but the true ones. And we're going to see what the Israelites really look like. Let's get it. Let's go into it. They're going to hate you for this one, Tyler Doc. No, they're not going to hate me. They're going to hate the truth and the Lord. Indian and Negro. It is a travesty upon civilization that the United States has tortured. It's from a book here. Just really want you to see that. Copyright New York Times. Okay. It's one thing. We're gonna look at some of these images though. Let's see what they look like. Now keep in mind that Esau, many of them are saying that they're Egyptians. But this is what happened when Esau dwells in Egypt. This is what the true Egyptians look like. They can stand the sun. If Esau was over in Egypt like that, both you and I know that melanoma would kick in and they would die much earlier. No disrespect, just being truthful. This is that Harriet Tubman that they never show you when she was young. They show you the beating down Harriet Tubman. And we didn't go into these Gadites and so on and so forth, what you thought you knew. You're going to be astonished. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's see what the true Gadites and so on look like, right? Now, Juneteenth. How many of you have heard of Juneteenth? You don't know about Juneteenth, but you celebrate the 4th of July, right? When you were still captive. Now, these people over here, you see how dark they are? These are the true Gadites. Might be some Reubenites in there. These over here, these are immigrants. These are the people that Esau would tell you are the true Native Americans. But these are the indigenous Americans. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference. These are the Israelites that the Bible is speaking of. The tribe of Gad, tribe of Reuben. People in Central and South America, they're of Negroid descent. They were black and still are. And if you're not a descendant of a so-called Negro, then, hey, you're not an Israelite. As you see from these artifacts, these are so-called black people. You see what I'm saying? These are natives. These are what they call the Indian. This is in Virginia. It's a little blurry. You can't really see it, but you can see that they're Negroes. So what you guys are trying to do, you're trying to steal our heritage just like Khazars. And what's infuriating is that many of these jakes are allowing you to participate in it. See, these are true Gadites. These are true Gadites. Northern tribe. This is what the Northern tribes look like. Not that garbage you've been seeing on YouTube. That's out there in these camps, and these camps don't want to tell the truth. I'm going to force you to eat this damn truth. He's a son of a king, the son of a king. True native. See that? It's a Negro. See that? They don't want you to know this kind of history. You're so-called Negro. They don't want you to know this history. When you turn on TV, when they tell you're a native, they show you the damn ones that's fighting Giant Wayne that look Asian. Is a native. So you got braids like me, huh? Yeah. So he got braids. You're damn right he does. You see how dark he is? Does his damn eyes look Asian to you? Can't you see he has lips? He's a Gadite. He's not no admixture. Here's another one. See that? It's a Native American. You see that? And now let me correct that. Indigenous American. You see that? You see how dark he is? He looks like Kenny Parker. Can't get no darker. And so let me ask you, Latinos, how come you're not in any of these ancient artifacts? But answer that, Johanna. Why are these men in your camp, they're not in any of these ancient artifacts? How come I can't read about any of them in the scriptures? This is an indigenous man right here, man. You see how dark they are? You see that? They don't want you to know this history, man. They want you to know what's in Hollywood. Keep you blinded. When you go to Mexico, right? If you want to know what the true Mexicans look like, the true tribe of Yashashika, Issachar, not what you see out here in the streets in these Israelite camps, because these men are lying to you. This is what they look like. This is what they look like. Look on the caves in Mexico. This is what they look like. But how about it? What about the Californian Indians? This is what they look like. The first inhabitants of California were so-called black people. Understand that. You see what they refer to as Indians look like, who was really indigenous? They look like her. Called the Black Caribs. You see that? I can't make this stuff up, man. Now, who's lying? These Israelite camps at Tazadah. Mind you, stop me where I'm lying at. You can't, because I'm telling the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. If I stumble on something, I made a mistake, I'm going to say I made a mistake. I'm not going to keep pushing the lie. And here's the tribe of Reuben right here. Seminole Indians. Seminole Indian is so-called Black American pride. That's the tribe of Reuben. You see, they mixing in here, man. Freedmen. Now, these two right here, you can see this is actually an admixture, right? That's why they call them freedmen. That means someone else brought your own freedom about. Because guess what? There was enslaving a lot of the Gadites and Reubenites and making them Negros like the ones that were sold here. But these people, our people that actually came here, when you read the Apocrypha, before they even came here. This is a maroon, meaning runaway. These are my people right here, man. These are my people. Like I said, when you go and look in the wars in Mexico, this is what you're going to find. You see this? You're going to find Negros. This is a true tribe of Issachar. You can't, you need to tell the truth, man. Stop lying. Stop lying now, people. You've been lying long enough now. See what they did? They started classifying the American Indian, meaning the American indigenous people, as so-called Negros, and then throwing them in slavery. You see that? Reclassified as a so-called Negro. Same phenotype. Why? Because we came here, let me tell you something. My forefathers wasn't sold into slavery. My forefathers came here freely, right? Not across no Bering Strait either. Go and read the Apocrypha, second Esdras, the 13th chapter. My forefathers was here when our brothers and sisters got sold here in slavery. Same phenotype. Why is it the same phenotype? Because we're the same people. You understand? These are the true Indians, man. Do you see any oculocutaneous organism here? You see any straight hair? You see any recessive genes? Although sometimes our people could pass that recessive gene along. This is what they don't want out, man. This is truth. This is why they don't like Tazada. You go in Mexico, you look at the Mayans, this is what you find. Brown skin, very full and facial features. Monarch's head is elongated.
It's 5 o'clock.
Was practiced during the time of Tunka. That's what they look like, man. The so-called Negro people, man. They're not telling you the truth. Oh, what do we have here? The first inhabitants of Southern Europe, Northern Africa, Arabia, France, British. Point that I wanted to emphasize was Europe. They were of slight build with dark complexion. They were so-called Negros. The people that's in Europe now that's calling themselves Europeans, they're not true Europeans. They came in, they pushed the original people out of their land. See, you've been lied to, man. Every damn thing you've been taught historically has been a lie. They were an African people. Now, African, they use that term loosely. Understand that Israel is a place in Africa. So therefore, we would be African Israelites from that premise. You understand? As you can see right here, this is admixture. This is admixture, and she looks utterly different down here. This is admixture. These are not our people, man. You understand what I'm saying? And can't you see that these are Moabites? Look at his eyes, man. These are Moabites. Look at that baby's eyes. These are Moabites, man. These are not our people, man. Get your minds right, man. And this is righteous rebuke. You could take it or let it alone. Look, during the King Philip War, 1675 to 1676, New England colonies routinely shipped Native Americans as slaves to Barbados. So they shipped us from here to Barbados, Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? Spain. Can't you see these people are Negroes? Or are you blind? What more do you Israelites need to stop lying to our people? Let's get some more of it. Let's get some more of the deceit. This is a book I showed you right here. David Imhotep, right here. This is a book. Native American Indians and American Indians aren't the same. See, we're the true aboriginals. You see that? Oldest fossils date back 60,000 years. Hemp. This Siberian native migrated to America 12,000 years ago. Can't you see she's a Moabite? Can't you see that this woman is a descendant of Asians? Can't you see that? Why don't you people stop lying, man? You damn Israelites, man. Stop lying to our people, man. And you guys, you guys in these camps, you're just going to have to admit that your doctrine's wrong, and you're going to accept this rebuke, man, and repent for teaching our people's lies. Like I say, you go in the wars of Mexico, this is what you find. These are the Gad, these are Issachars that the Bible's speaking of. Not these people that you see that's descendants of Spanish men that came over there and conquered the people. See this? Now, can't you see what the true Blackfoot Indians look like? You see how dark this woman is? These are our people, man. These are your relatives. Acknowledge your own and love yourselves. Stop trying to pull other people into our nation that's not of our people. How come we can't see no Latinos in any of these ancient artifacts? You answer me that. Why doesn't the Most High mention it in the Bible? It's a question. You may not like the delivery, but it's a legitimate question that you should actually be asking. And don't you ever forget this, 1619 to 1865. to you of Judah and Benjamin and Levi. Don't you ever forget. They haven't changed. Nothing has changed. Now they're using the prison system to lynch you. Same phenotype as reclassified as a black woman in America. These so-called Native Americans. Why do we have the same phenotype? I hope this is a wake-up call for you. Get a good look at that. Because the people that you're calling Indians, I want to be like, yeah, my father, you fixing your thick, beautiful black lips, talking about your Native Americans, me and one of the Asians, and you don't even know you're the true indigenous people. Now, this bastard right here on the right stole his identity like you Latinos are trying to steal our identity and call yourselves Israelites, just like the Khazars do, right? This was a real Lone Ranger right here. They made this damn movie after a black man. Understand that. See, people don't like this truth, man. This truth cuts deep. The further you look into history, the blacker the gods become. See that black Christ over there? See that black King David right there sitting on his throne? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting what they did not teach you in history class. And the things that they did teach you, make you say, You want to see a Native American? See how dorky he is? I'll show you what a native looks like. You're looking at one. You're looking at me. Can't you see this damn person got their hair just like mine right now? Can you see that? Look at that. Same thing. If you trying to get your hair like that, you got to do all kind of damn stuff to it. Trying to tangle it up and all that. Man, come on, man. Jake's hair lock up naturally if he doesn't do anything with it. You see that? The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Stop craving for these women of the nations, you wicked Israelite men. And you're gonna learn this truth and teach it. You're gonna stop teaching those lies that one West taught you to teach. Virginia passed 2 acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans into one category, making us all slaves. Do you understand? Negroes and other slaves. Read it for yourself. It's right here. A written record of the voyage of 1524 of Giovanni de Vazia, as recorded in a letter to Francis I, King of France, July the 8th, 1524. Please take note the descriptions of the natives. They are dark in color. They are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians. So how in the hell, if the natives that he bumped into were dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians, and now they got long straight hair? You answer me that, man. You guys in these camps trying to call yourself Gadites. You're not no damn Gadites and Reubenites. You're nothing but those damn Moabites. They came down here, man. You see that? You've been lied to. Admit the truth, man. Be a man. Don't be a punk. Be a man. And move on. What's going on in Boston, man? Warning people of color. Slave catchers. Kidnapping. All this stuff we had to go through, man. That's 1851. Find these in Mexico, man. Negroid type. And this is saying right here, several isolators, but concordant facts permit the conjecture that before the formation and development of the 3 great ethnic groups, a great part of America was actually occupied by the Negro type. That means before the so-called whites came, before the people that they call Native American came, it was occupied by the Negro type. Carlos Marquez admitted that. You see what I'm saying? We were here first. I'm indigenous to this land, man. You may be indigenous to this land because I'm hit you with something. A lot of you that think that you're Judah, you're Native Americans also. You just don't know your damn heritage. All kind of different complexions if I had. Native Americans. See that? Flathead. Navajo. Now the Navajos look totally different. And so if you don't match their their DNA, they'll tell you you're not a Native American when you're the true indigenous people to this land, man. See, we got to keep things like this going, man, to push the truth to conquer all of these lies that we've been told for years. That's why it's important, like videos like this to spread so that your children could actually know the truth. Otherwise, you're gonna get this. This is what you're gonna get. They're calling this today a Native American, and you're falling for it. You're falling for it. Get your minds right, people. Get your minds right. You see how dark this woman is? Susie McWown. Baby looks a little mixed it. This is the true ones. I don't want to enlarge this. Showing the little boy private members there. They Native American stuff. Guatemala. So-called blacks. This is why they hate you, man. They know who you are. The problem is you don't know who you are. And apparently, most of these Israelite camps don't even know who the hell they are. They don't know your own damn people, man. See that? Negros. Indian. See that? See what he look like? He look just like them. Get your mind right, folks. Wake up. Wake up. It's about Nimrod. Don't need that. Again, go to the walls of Mexico. This is what you find, man. So-called black people on your wall. The true Mesoamericans. History, man. I mean, they try to utterly write us out of history, man. They try to utterly write us out of history. And these dorkers, I don't know what, man. You know, a so-called black man had to be in there. Is genetically impossible for a person that has no melanin to produce black. You can't even produce brown. There you go. Original native Indian. There you go. Look at that. See how dark he is. That's what you would call a so-called Negro right there. You see what I'm saying? Jacob would never wax pale. Let's get some more. I'm not done yet. Let's go to Brazil. See what these natives look like? These are black. What's wrong, Sakari? These don't look like the men in your camp. Stop lying to our people, man. See what they had? The so-called Puerto Ricans, they have always discriminated against so-called black people. See what happened over there? A damn slave revolt. Read that. Read that thing for yourself. The so-called Puerto Rican people over there weren't enslaved, man. Only the ones of Negroid descent. Go and do some history on it, man. Get this book right here, Slave Revolts in Puerto Rico. And you got these people in your camp, man. And their mother, you go one generation, man. They hate your damn guts, man. There's another revolt. They want you to think that we was you know, just not, fighting back. We brought about our own freedom, man. Not no Abraham Lincoln, Lion Aid. See, these are Negroes right here, man. And see, Jake's problem is he like to mix. And this is where things are all messed up. And the Lord told us not to mix, man. And this is where things are all messed up as they are right now. Now, ask you a question. I'll let you read it for yourself. Would you trust someone to teach you the truth that would do this? Would you trust a man that would do this to your back to give you books to empower you and tell you the truth? Would you? You get a good look at that. What kind of man does this to another man and then say, just forget about it? That's bestiality, man. Only a beast could do that to another man and have no remorse about it. See, this is how they conceal the truth. You see how much this damn book is? 52,500, first edition. This is how they keep the truth from you. This is a rare book that shows the true descriptions of the Indians, now called African American. I'm telling you, man, these people in these camps are not Israelites. They want $52,000 damn dollars for this book, man. If that's not the devil, then I don't know what the hell is. The original Chinese, as you all should know by now, if you've been watching my videos, are so-called black people. See that? He looked like Lone. He kind of looked like Lone, man. You see what I'm saying? From so-called Negroid descent, man. Let's look at it. That one's too small. You can't see it. Carolina Indians. See what these Indians look like? Can't you see these are so-called Negroes? Now you're gonna tell me today that these guys got in their camps are Israelites? You got to be out of your friggin' mind, man. And you're going for it, and you still people are still not questioning this, and you remain in this camp. You remain in these camps as another Negro, Native American. These slides are just specifically about so-called Native Americans because I wanted you to see with your own eyes. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. That's what they have to say about you. I'll leave that up there a second so you can read it yourself. See that? Navajo. Can't you see this as a so-called black man? And my people shall discontinue from their heritage. You don't know who the heck you are. California Indians here, man. Attempt to utterly wipe out our heritage, and they want to put someone else in its place utterly. Now, these are the original leprechauns. You talk about St. Patrick's Day. The original damn leprechauns are so-called black people from Africa who migrated to Ireland over 10,000 years ago. Those are the original leprechauns right there. You get a good damn look at that. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Yeah, damn right. You see what's going on here? This bastard right here, he's responsible for paper genocide of Native Americans from the 1790 census. His name is Walter Plecker, the man that was responsible for the destruction of the records in 1913 in 50 states that showed how Native Americans were reclassified as black and Negro. Because we was the real natives. I keep telling people, man, I'm from the Northern tribe. Many of you are. You just don't know it. This bastard's responsible for checking this. So many of you think you're from the tribe of Judah, man. You're not even from the tribe of Judah, man. They have you all screwed up. See that? That's a family right there. You don't have that unity anymore. He sort of made you hate each other. So-called black man and black woman can't get along because Marvin Povich is on with two horns. Native. I got a jacket just like that one. See, these are the true indigenous people of America. Let me remind you. Face looks familiar. True natives. He kind of looked like my grandfather right there. Grandfather was just a little bigger. See that? He got some little admixture in him based on his eyes there. You see that black skin there? She's a famous one. Black, man. Black to the bone. Your home is my home. These are the original Hawaiians. Not what you see over there today, is it? See, these are so-called black people. These are the original Hawaiians. They don't wipe them out. Let them be erased from history. You'll be astounded by what you thought you knew. This is the real chief h.o.i. This is the whitewashed version of it. This is what you got to believe. They're making you believe this is true. Deceive. Deceive. People have been utterly deceived. See, the original people of the Americans classification, Indian equals Negro. Same phenotype, but different classifications. American Negroes are the American Indians. Get that in your head. I want you to look at that picture for a second. I want to keep that on the screen so you could get this in your head. People in these camps, they're not Israelites. Unless you could prove that your father's of a Negro descent, get out of my face. And this is how they feel about you. In the closet, this is how they feel about you. These people are not our people. They're not of the 12 tribes. Those are not our people, man. But you got them in your camps. Why do you have them in your camps? Explain that to your other camp members. And you other camp members that's in these camps, if you don't question this, you're not a real man or a real woman, man. You're following lies. See that? This is a real one. The other day, they're calling them Native Americans, and she's right here is taking her heritage. These are so-called Latino Hispanics. These are the Black Americans, the real indigenous people right here. You see what I'm saying? They didn't came here and stole our heritage, and you're falling for it. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. Stop falling for it. Get back up. It's a Creek freedman, Native American. Not going to be much longer. I just want to burn some more of these images into your head. See that? You cutting this man foot off probably for trying to be free. He's about to saw his foot off. Now, who could do that? Just a damn beast. You see what I'm saying? Only a damn beast could do something like this. He's taking that hacksaw and he's going to saw that man's foot off. This is the late 1600s. They had what was called the Casual Killing Act. It stated that it was okay to kill a black if you were correcting them without one being charged for a crime. Seems like that's still taking place, right? Your local police officers. Remember that Casual Killing Act. See, these are black National Anthropology Archives. They're black people, man. Negro. They're Seminole Indians, man, down in Florida. Seminole Indians, so-called Black American pride, man. Native to the land. See what they look like in modern day? Cherokee freedman. At least he knows his heritage. Why don't you wake up and learn yours? Like I said, go to the walls of the Mexican, to the temples in Mexico and South America and tell me who is the indigenous Americans. And you will see that they're so-called black people. Oh, I know it hurts. After all of the lies, you've been lied to. Many of you people, many of you Latinos been lied to because you really think you're Israelites, man. You're not no Israelites. You're Spaniards. They forgot to teach you about these Indians, the true indigenous Americans. They didn't forget. They didn't want to teach you on purpose. So this is why the Most High has raised up Tazadak Shah, Yahweh's man. This is God's work, Yahweh's work. And she got a fro. His hair is straight. He's pretty dark, but like some admixture in there, man. And this is what happens, man. These damn men, they violate our women. This book right here, they want 52,000 for it. It's a rare book. And you can see it. These have illustrations of what the true Native Americans were. They were black. Why don't you camps get this book? You get together and get this book. And you kick all them damn people that you got in your camp that's not an Israelite descent out. Tell the damn truth. Talk about the oppression of the Afro and Mexicans, the African people in Mexico that's discriminated against, that's not even allowed to be citizens, that's not even on census reports. Strong, y'all don't like Tazadak anymore? What have I done? I told you the truth. Have I therefore become your enemy because I told you the truth? You want to see a true indigenous man? That's what he looked like. Forget about the John Wayne movies. Oh, it goes on and on and on. I want to burn these images into your head. Here's some more. So as you see, family, you've been utterly deceived. It's too small. Lied to, deceived. Let's see what happened here. These were the natives before. See what I'm saying? These are all black, thick noses and so on and so forth. That's the past. This is the present. Then stole our damn heritage. You see that? They done stole our heritage. All of these, this is an admixture. This is what the originals look like, right here. So why you have them in your camps? Oh, I know why. Because you're hypocrites, and you don't want to face the truth. You don't want to admit that you are actually lying to our people because you've been lied to. Get over it. Be a man. See, not all of us came over here in a slave ship called Jesus. My ancestors didn't. We was here before any of you got here. See that? These people that occupied these lands was all of a Negroid descent until the Ottoman Turks went over there and started causing them havoc. And you people need to know this history, man. History is very important. These people refused to be captured as slaves. You need to know this history and teach it to your children so they can know their origin in the world. They won't think that they're all slaves. People got banished. It's ethnic cleansing. Banish. Kicked us out of our own land. Now the Most High is raising up men to tell the truth. I don't have to speak. I'm tired of talking. Let the picture speak for me. See it for yourself. What he found. You see that? What the heck does that look like to you in Mexico? There's a great Indians of California. Black. How about it? Last emperor of Mexico. The last black emperor of Mexico before the Spanish conquest. And so what you have in your camps, you have men that's descended of Spanish men. Edomites. They won't come against this truth because they can't. Yeah, that's what you find in Mexico. All these natives are black, man. What's wrong? What's wrong, Israelites? Why are you not teaching this to our people? Same phenotype. Negrotos. Can't really read that. Some sisters here, Native American sisters, right? So I mean, this is what they wouldn't dare teach you in history class or anywhere else because they don't want you to know this information. They hide this. They keep it out of their textbooks. You got to go digging, and you got to pay hundreds, if not thousands, like the one book is 52,000 damn dollars, because they don't want you to know that history. That's how they keep it out of reach. But they have it in their archives And they're laughing at you when you call yourself all of these other bywords and so on and so forth, because you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. So it's time to learn who you are. Do you understand? It's important. It's important to know who you are. So I would highly advise you to like this video, share this video all over YouTube. Share it with these damn lying Israelite camps that still got these people in their camps that is not our people, man. These people don't like us, man. These people discriminated against us just like Esau, because they are Esau, but they're admixture. You see what I'm saying? They're descendants of Esau. And so they haven't been through the struggle like us. They went out there in the battlefield on the front lines. You understand? You go to Colombia right now, they discriminate against you. You go to Puerto Rico right now, they discriminate against you. Go to Mexico right now, they discriminate against you. You understand? Go to Cuba right now, they discriminate against you. How do I know? I've been to all of those places I just named. They discriminate against those people that's of Negroid descent. So you Israelites, you stop lying, accept this rebuke, and tell the truth, man. That's all you got to do. Tell the truth. Stop lying to our people and tell the truth. So with that, I'm going to bring this to a close. Like this video, share this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this truth. Teach this truth. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.